The highly anticipated Lucas Museum of Art is set to open in Los Angeles in September, and senior curator and head of film programs Ryan Linkoff will be at Comic-Con this year to share the museum's vision. He's here with me now to give a little preview of what people can expect if they come up to LA. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
This is so exciting. Remind viewers at home how long you've been on the team for this museum.
I've worked at the Lucas Museum for 8 years. I started right after the museum broke ground in 2018.
So here we are. You are what, 2 months shy, a couple months shy of the grand opening of the museum. What can people expect after all this fanfare around the architecture and the building and what's going to be inside? What's it like in there?
Yeah. So the Lucas Museum is dedicated to visual storytelling. So for us, that's everything from prehistoric cave painting to contemporary comics. This is really going to be a home for what the museum founder, George Lucas, has very helpfully described as the people's art, which I think is a very eloquent way of describing the kinds of work that people will see. And this is art that really surrounds us every day. This is book and magazine illustration, comic art, children's book illustration, poster art, film, these forms that really have influenced and inspired millions of people and really helped shape a common culture. So yeah, it's really a kind of unique aspect that most museums really haven't given a platform for these kinds of artists.
Right.
So what they'll see is something you really won't see anywhere else.
It was so fascinating to me. I read an interview and didn't even process in my head, like, of course, of all people, George Lucas has a huge collection along the way of all the work that he's done. And he was saying he's not the kind of person that's going to be like, yeah, let me list this for $10 million in an auction. He wanted this to be something that everyone could go and enjoy. So that's kind of exactly what it is, right? It includes pieces of his personal collection.
Exactly. He's been a collector for 50 years, collecting narrative art and thinking about it and talking about it. So this project really is a culmination of many decades of thinking.
So we, of course, are lucky to have you down here in San Diego, but this is up in the LA area. The reason why you're down here is because of what's going on this weekend. Comic-Con is getting hundreds of thousands of people to the downtown area. We have a lot going on this weekend, but one thing people can do this weekend is enjoy and get to know what's going to be going on at the museum. So remind people the events that you have planned.
Yeah, so we will be in Hall H this afternoon at 4:45. I'll be joined by some people who are much more famous and interesting than myself. Keke Palmer will moderate, Jim Lee, the Chief Creative Officer of DC, Seth Green and Matt Senreich, who run Stupid Buddy Studios, and we'll talk a little bit about the museum. And also, very excitingly, we're going to announce elements of our film program. So the museum has 2 theaters, and we'll have a very unique film program that we'll
Who did you say is leading that?
Keke Palmer.
The Keke Palmer.
The Keke Palmer, yes.
This is the first time I'm hearing that Keke Palmer is in San Diego for this. That's amazing. I mean, it is Hall H. After all, we always talk about the line of thousands of people trying to get in. So if they want to be there, they should get there in advance. You need a badge to go to the Hall H discussion.
Exactly, yes.
But there's, of course, a ton of installations that are around the area. And you guys have a little bit of a pop-up area too, right?
Yeah, so we'll be in the booth with Lucasfilm. There'll be an opportunity to learn more about the museum and buy merch and other things.
What's the process been like? I mean, I know it's had hurdles along the way. Anything in LA, the design, the whole process takes a lot of time, and this one did. What can people expect? What are you most excited for when people enter those doors in September?
This museum is really unlike any other. There's really no peer. You're going to see work that you won't see anywhere else. We're the home of the Lucasfilm archives, so you'll always have a place to see material related to the Lucasfilm productions, comic art, all kinds of original art that you really, again, won't see anywhere else.
That's amazing. Remind people at home, you can already buy tickets, right, before you've opened the doors, but just in anticipation for it. Where did they go from?
Yeah, so go to lucasmuseum.org. You can purchase tickets. You can plan your visit.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for being with us this morning. We appreciate it. Good luck with the weekend of festivities. You guys are going to have a lot of fans out there. I know it. It's going to be a big panel discussion at Hall H. Make sure to join them. If you can't, you can always just make the quick drive up to LA and go check it out. What day do you open the doors?
September 22nd, so 2 months away.